Programming B. I hope to cover some things about strings. Yesterday I talked about if statements, and that's this BNOS code down here. There are some redundancies in lines 60, the current line 64 through 71-ish. That's okay. So down here, right, BNOS has returned, and BNOS does some things. We woo and nay BNOS, right, at the very end, and we know why that occurs. Let me move this up so you can see it from the back of the room like that. So over here, the new topic is strings, okay? Strings are denoted with quotation marks like this. There's BNOS, right? And here's the other name. What's BNOS's other name? Noah? Okay. All right. So notice the quotation marks are what makes it a string over here, right? It could be single or it could be double. And so if I run this code, I've now made two variables, and that over down here in the interactive console, I typed in name, I press enter, I see BNOS, and you see the little quotation marks. When I type in other underscore name, I see Noah, and you have single quotation marks. But both of those works. The parts that's related to arrays is that, let's say we wanted specific characters. What is the first letter in the variable name? Again, we're 0 indexed. I really don't like that, it's so small. Okay. Okay, you see that? Name 0, right? What do you think that value is going to be? Press enter. It's the letter B. Because that's the first letter there. What do you think position 1 is going to be? E. Name 2. A. Oh no, not B. Name 3. N. So you see the order here? Does it sound familiar? Strings are nothing but arrays of characters. So where am I? I'm at 4. Now I'm at 5. And what do you think is going to happen if I try to access position 6 in this array? BNOS. Well, let's see. There's a familiar error.
That's the answer.
Yes, index error. Index out of range, right? Java's like array index out of bounds, right? Yes. So that character doesn't exist. So know that in strings, they're just like arrays of characters. So let me zoom out again. Let's say you wanted to figure out the length of your string. You'd use the len function, short for length. Let's see. Name. BNOS was a 6-character name. If you do length of the other name, should be Noah, I should see 4 characters, correct? And now you could loop through this. You can do a bunch of other cool things. Some shortcuts in Python that are specific to Python are if you do something like so, name, you can type in a colon, okay? And let's see what happens when we do name : 3. So when I press run again, down here, oh, sorry, I didn't print it. Let me print name : 3. Ooh, bunch of text. Well, let me press run again, and then right after here we see BEA. If I do print name and then : 5, let's see what happens. It goes up to BNO. So what does the colon along with the number do?
It says stop once you get to the
You're right. Yes, it's just like with functions. It's just like with if statements. It tells the computer, oh, there's more coming, and this is like a stopping point. Cool? If you reverse it, print, let's say we put a number like 2 here. Oops, this is kind of messy. If I put it the other way, 2 goes first, then this. What do you think is going to happen in this third line, line 84?
It's going to print until the last 2.
Yeah, so you start at 2 and end at whenever the last character is. So there's B, there's BNO, there's, oh, careful. Yeah.
Can I say that out loud?
I'm not going to say the name.
Okay.
Oops. Okay, so that's the colon, all right? And what's nice about Python strings are there's negative indices. So, okay, I'm changing that. Okay, so now when you negatively index, look, like usually, like in other languages, negative indices would cause an error. Like, oh, you're going backwards? That's weird. Java for sure, I think, tells you a range out of bounds or whatever. But in Python, it shows you a neater thing. Okay, if I go -1, look, I got the character S out of there. So if you change it, like maybe I'll type in the interactive console now, name underscore, let's do -3. Now I'm going backwards. I got third from the end, right? And you can put these together to get some pretty neat effects. Maybe even reverse a string or loop through things. So that you should know. It may save you some time when you're checking over things. Right. So specifically, some useful stuff. If you wanted the first character, that's 0. If you want to use the length function inside your array, like so. Oops. Interactive console, behave. Length of name. That's going to cause an error, right? You got to take one away. And that's the last character. So this is something that often comes up. Like if you're in AP Java and you iterate through a string of some sort, you usually want to check every single character. So this thing is rather common. Length of name -1. And you notice this ongoing theme of either +1, -1. It never seems to be always up to length, like exactly right. It comes up so often, and you'll often hear the off by 1 error. Notice we call these substrings. If you put 2 numbers besides the colons, you get enos, something eno, right? Something very much more appropriate, right? And there is, yeah, eno I can say in class. And some other stuff that's cool, if we add things together, like for example, we had name, that's Benos, and then we had other name, which was Noah. What happens? What do you think is going to happen when we add these two things together? Name plus other name.
We're gonna get Benos Noah.
Yes. Benos Noah.
Alright, you can make some funny words.
Correct. So the plus operation works with that. Did you know that multiplying also works? How many Benoses do you want?
Many.
Okay, 16. Ta-da!
Yay.
Multiplication also works. And that's kind of weird, right? Like, but in Python you can do things like this. Python is a scripting language, so because of how easily you can like do these kinds of operations, you'll see them in like if you're interested in sequencing DNA strands or something like that. It's popular in the biotech industry. They have a fancy name for that. I forgot what the word was, but it's like
Bioinformatics.
yes, that one, bioinformatics, right? Python's popular for that. It used to be something called Perl, but it's very archaic in how it represented. Python can do a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's a very good general purpose language. So something for you to try is write a function that reverses a string. Syntax warning. What does that mean? Why did I get syntax warning? String. All right. So you can try doing that. Use a loop. Okay. That concludes today's lecture for Computer Programming B, I think. No, there's one last thing. I was looking over my quiz. Slash means division, right? What do you think 2 slashes mean?
Square root.
Yeah.
No remainder. That's
Oh.
great.
Okay. So that comes up on your quiz.
Uh-oh.
All right. It's kind of a nasty one. I apologize. Right. We'll talk afterwards.
Sure.
This is the second semester, so there's that thing you need to know. You need to be familiar with functions. You're not going to see strings. You will still see if statements. Be comfortable translating like math equations into code and writing like a short function for that. Turtle is also going to be on there. Okay, so make sure you review your national flag assignment on how that works, how you would like get different colors, what happens if you loop through something to like make certain shapes. All right. So if you're comfortable with that, then you should do well on tomorrow's quiz. All right. Now that's the official end, and so.